Hi there, you're at the 8th Wyckoff session, so we're going to look at both weekly and daily price patterns and see whether they are within a period where we're going to see something exciting. So let's get started. Here, we're looking at the weekly chart, and quickly you can see I've drawn this mini box, this yellow box over here, that an upward trend has been building. However, more important is, let me take away this, previously the price has actually entered this triangle, the purple line and the yellow line, right? So whenever the price is being cornered, natural thing to happen is either it's gonna break the upward trend, this yellow line, or it's going to break the resistance level. So it did the latter. So this price level at around 285 resistance has been broken, and well, I would say we still have 4.5 days to go for this week. Hopefully it does not come back to this point. If the price comes down like and becomes a red candle, hopefully it will stay above this yellow line. So the support level would be around $250 $250. If it stays within the trend, hopefully it will retest the purple again and eventually stand above, and that's when we would possibly see it making another high compared to the peak during December last year. That's around almost $370. At the peak, it's around almost $400. So let's see whether it can actually touch it and forms an upthrust. So if it happens, this will be potentially an upthrust coming for 8th. So it's pretty exciting if it's going to happen, right? Looking at the volume, it seems to be telling quite a positive story so far. Many green bars, and the volume is reasonably high as well. So that's the big picture. It's still at the uptrend. Let's look at the one level down at the daily. So I've already put in the tag. Are we going to see an upthrust of the distribution in terms of the daily? Weekly, we're hoping to see an upthrust, but daily, if it does come up, then for daily it may be an upthrust of the distribution. So this line over here at around $370, it's I would say the second level resistance. Why? Because the first level resistance is actually this blue box, the bottom of this blue box. So here, if we look at what happened with the blue box, initially from early April, the price started to trade within this blue box, and then mid-June, June 17th, this upward trend has been broken. So the price kind of broken above this purple resistance line. We talk about $285 for 3 days, and then immediately it comes back to like below the purple line, but then found support for a few days within the blue box, and then eventually it dropped back to somewhere close to the white line. This next level of support close to $190, and then it get a bounce to where we are now. So one key thing is this green volume bar over here. It signals a pretty strong demand at that point, and then that pushes the price to where we are today. However, you see the volumes are getting lower compared to this period during late May that brought the price up to the buying climax. So we pretty much, I mean, in the daily chart terms, at a late stage of distribution. So even if this upthrust of the distribution is going to happen, then it may have a high chance that it follows this pattern. So with lower peaks and then an upthrust, and then eventually it dies down. So this time we have these two already. The third one is still building up. So would it be something like this that did not get higher than the previous? The next few days will be critical. Yeah. So remember I said this blue line over here is going to be the resistance. So this resistance, when the time moves along, this is going to get higher and higher. In order to get to a price level higher than the upthrust at $325 roughly, today it's at around $320. Tomorrow, $2 more, and then by Sunday it will be passing this peak. So let's see by the end of this week whether a new high will arrive. I mean, at least this new high, not as high as what we've seen in the beginning of the year, but at least a high that we haven't seen since February. So it may be the case for now. So given this is going up and at this rate, there's a possibility that it can happen. So just one thing that worries me is this lower volume that's over here, because if a peak is going to come, we obviously have to see consecutive green bars, if not like very tall green bars. Currently it's still struggling between red and green. So if you are jumping in, or if you have already jumped in, remember what I say always, right? Keep adjusting your stop loss. Never leave your whatever you're holding there without a stop loss, because this can turn pretty quickly, even if it's the upturn. So that's why I've put a question mark over here in the end, because this can be a last point of supply, that the UTAD, the upwards of the distribution, may not happen, and then the peak formed somewhere around here, and then eventually it comes back to where it started, this daily time frame distribution cycle. So if we go back to the weekly, the only case we will see an upwards of the distribution is this second test, or like an upthrust is really forming and reaching this green line. If not, if this really dies down, so like last time, we have seen an LPSY, a later LPSY that's higher than the previous. So currently, it seems like it's going through similar things as well. So best case scenario, sorry, forgot to change the chart again. So just to quickly repeat, this LPSY last time was higher than the previous. So currently, if we have a higher LPSY, that's totally possible. Just that we're hoping for an upthrust. Doesn't mean the previous scenario won't happen. So hope for this to happen, but prepare for something like this, that after reaching a certain level, it immediately comes down to the long-term playground zone. So in short, hope for the upside, prepare your stop loss